everyone? Welcome back to another live episode of the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show here in the Smokin' Studios. You know, this has been an event and a guest that's been a long time coming. It's somebody that I've actually followed online and agreed with him in many, many ways about a certain organization or two that he seemed to freely toss around. And I loved every word he wrote and agreed with him. And if you guys follow Art, then you'll understand that he is what I feel is incredibly opinionated but smart individual, in the sense that he makes good points and he's not out there just berating people to berate. He brings a different insight. He's actually a factory owner on that side too, so he's not just a brand owner from that sense. He's vertically integrated, and this is several weeks in the making, right? He was supposed to be on last week. There was a thing that came up. If he would like to share what it was, he can do that. That's totally up to him. Just in the interest of being transparent. He had a thing that came up last week and wasn't able to attend, so we were able to reschedule it quick enough because the guest that was supposed to be for this week pushed back. So Art decided that he was going to grace us with his presence yet again. So I'm looking very forward to this conversation. It might be a little fiery, but that's kind of the fun of it, right? I mean, it's absolutely unedited on the show, and whatever he says, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know Art. And I will say, I'm not gonna either embarrass myself or make him feel like I'm criticizing the name of the brand. I can't say it. I've been trying. Segovias. Okay, I can hear him in the background. Segovias. Okay, I've been trying to figure out. Okay, so Segovias Cigars. So let's go ahead and bring in the man, Art Garcia. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, how's it going? God bless you guys.
It's going well, brother. I tell you, I really need a cigar. So before we kind of dive into the show here, I'm gonna jump us directly into the only segment of the show we do, which is the "What Are You Smoking Tonight" part of the show, because I really need to light up a cigar, Art. So tell everybody what you're smoking, and then I'll show you what I'm smoking, and tell everybody what I'm smoking as well.
Well, I wanted to ask you first what you're smoking so I can smoke the same cigar.
Oh, I'm going to be on the Oscuro.
Nice.
Yes.
The Robusto or the Toro or the
Toro.
Lancero?
Oh, you know what? That was it. That was going to be it. I'm opening up this Lancero. I have been saving it, waiting for this. And thank you for reminding me, because I had the Toro out to show everybody. But this Lancero is absolutely gorgeous. Rolled
so let me
really
show you
well
the beautiful
too.
packaging on the. This is the packaging on the Lancero. Look how beautiful that looks. This is my Lancero box right here.
Wow. Fantastic. No, I love it, dude. Yeah. So Segovias De Esteli. Okay. Yes. I knew the De Esteli, but I didn't know how to pronounce the Segovias. And I am as gringo as they come.
The Lancero?
We're smoking the Lancero, my friend. So again, tell everybody wrapper, binder, filler if you want, and what you're pairing it with.
In a second. So I'm going to pair my Lancero with some Dr. Pepper. Then,
good idea.
And then I'm gonna pair it with some beautiful bourbon over here. Look at this beautiful bottle.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
I got my cup ready, and you know what's cool is that I can put a cigar inside my cup. So that's nice. A gift I got from the family here. So I'm gonna pair me some of that real quick before I spark my Lancero.
You know what?
Open the bottle.
I've been on this like workout kick and trying to do better and perform better. Thank you so much, Paul Ferris, for being able to notice. I appreciate the shout out for that, because I'm in the gym all the time. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to go ahead now and indulge myself with this beautiful Lancero. And
it's a beautiful Lancero, bro. And I just finished having dinner about 30 minutes ago, so it's going to go good.
We're going to have over here some Hidden Barn bourbon.
Beautiful.
Obviously, the official bourbon of the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. So fantastic. So Art, tell everybody really quickly, wrapper, binder, filler, size, and a little bit about the cigar, and then we'll jump into the show.
This cigar, it's a beautiful 7.5 by 38. We rolled this cigar 3.5 years ago now. And the tobacco, it's actually already 6 years old because when I purchased the tobacco to make these cigars, the tobacco was already aged for about 2.5 to 3 years before we made the cigar. So I tend to pay more on my tobacco, but I buy tobacco that it's already more aged. At that time, I hooked up with Aronosa before their pre-industry burned down over here in Esteli, and I was able to catch some good bales of tobacco. So I could honestly say, and I have the proof, I could prove it, that it says, it was already, the tobacco was produced 3 years before I purchased it. So I'm very confident. So we rolled the cigars 2.5 years ago. This one's about 3.2 years, 3.2, 3.3 now. I know the box was for sure, they're almost 4 years old. But this one's about 3.5 years, 3.2 to 3.5. And wow, it's in a beautiful Habano wrapper. It's an Habano 2000 wrapper that I got. But I got the Habano 2000 wrapper that is more, it looks like a little moistier. It's more heavy on the side. I like them a little vein. I like to feel them a little bit. Um, it's a great color wrapper. We like to make them oscuro. But the thing is that a lot of people here in Esteli, what they do with the wrappers is that they kind of like cook them so they can make them darker. And our wrappers is natural, bro. There's no cooking in my wrappers. So if you get a lighter wrapper, even though it says oscuro, it's not because it's not dark. It's just because that's the name of the cigar, oscuro. So we call it oscuro because in Europe we cannot say Habano. So I decided to call them oscuro, both countries in the U.S. and also in Europe. But it's not because it's going to be a dark wrapper or a Maduro wrapper. This is a regular Habano wrapper. So
Okay.
this cigar is particular because, first of all, when you make a lancero, these are very hard to make. I don't know if you guys know that. And so these type of cigars, when you make them, you have to be a pro making the cigars. So we had 5 to 6 of my best couples who've been doing this for over 15 years make these cigars because they're very special. Now, these cigars, they're double binder.
Okay.
When you put a double binder on
On
a
a
Lancero, they'll be
Lancero,
like,
that's impressive, my friend.
you see what I'm saying, bro? So it has the best of everything, brother. It has Mexico in here. It has all Nicaragua. It has 5 different regions of Nicaragua in this cigar. And the blend is just gonna be crazy, man. Just you'll see what I'm talking about when we spark it up.
Oh, I've
So
already
let the
sparked
cigar
mine
speak
up.
for itself.
This
Oh,
thing
okay, there you go.
has, and it's hit beautifully. It lit great. It's got a nice
Mm-hmm.
burn to it. Very, very good draw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really, really is a beautifully burning cigar. I mean, it's working out perfectly. So, awesome. Thank you so much, Steve Saka, for sponsoring the What Are You Smoking Tonight
That's my brother
show.
Steve. What up?
So, Art, let's kind of jump into this. So, tell everybody a little bit about your background, because I do think it's fair to say that you're not maybe as mainstream of a brand as others. Is that fair?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
So with that being said, give everybody a little bit about your background and how you got into this. Because you've done a few things.
Well, cigars have always been my passion, bro. I was 15 years old. And so my my grandfather gave me my first cigar when I was 15. And when he gave me the cigar, that's when he planted the seed inside of me and in my soul. And that's what really got everything started, My story is a true story. It ain't a bullshit story. Literally, my grandfather set me down. He told me, son, today I'm going to make you a man. Shared with me one of his cigars. I cuff out of my ass. I inhaled some tobacco smoke inside of me. But that taught me a lifetime lesson, brother. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. I'm 45 years old now, and I haven't stopped smoking. And so I made a promise to myself and to my grandfather. So 6 months after that, my grandfather passed away, bro. And so, in honor of his name, the Garcia, because we're Garcia, um, my grandfather's background, my great grandparents, my grandfather's parents, they're from Cuba, Pinar del Rio, and I guess the love for tobacco came jumped to me because my grandfather didn't work tobacco, my father didn't work tobacco, but I did. And so my great grandfather used to grow tobacco back in Cuba, Pinar del Rio. Him and a bunch of other people in Cuba at that time. And so fortunately, they stole his land and came back to the U.S. from Cuba. And my grandfather was born in Puerto Rico, and that's where everything got started. So generations later, they gave me my cigar when I was 15. I fell in love with the seed, with the tobacco, with the cigar, with the story. With my, I always told my grandpa, I want to be like you, grandpa. And so not only did I become like him, I also became a brother Mason. I'm the fourth generation Mason in my family, and so, but I guess the tobacco side of it jumped into me, into my spirit, into my soul, and so that planted a seed. So I was growing up and doing other businesses. When I was young, I got into the music. You know, I got signed by a major record label when I was 18. I did the tour stuff. I performed all over the world. When I was 20, I decided I wanted to do cigars, and I said I'm gonna honor my grandfather and my great grandfather and my father with cigars. So in 2015, well, I started in 2013 learning about the game, learning how to make cigars. I was traveling to Nicaragua at that time, but in 2015, I released the first company, the one right on top of me, Antigua Esteli, and Antigua Esteli was my start. When I when we released a company in New Orleans at IPCPR at that time, it wasn't called PCA. Um, it was my first boot
What year is this?
in 2015,
Okay.
New Orleans. And in 2015, we released Antigua, and this is a year where Steve Saka released Steve Saka Cigars. This is a year where Foundation was born. Steve Saka was born with his company, Dumbarton and Trust. Hiram and Solomon was born. Placencia was when they released their cigars with their own name, Placencia. So I was in the beginning of all those great companies. Now I started right with them. The difference was I didn't have a factory. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, to be honest. I just knew I was going to make cigars, and I had a little stand. So I had a stand with my boy Greg from Seven Carrels. They have a factory here in Esteli. Gonzalo runs a factory for them. And so I remember Greg said, "Hey Art," because he was from California. "Here, I'll lease you a 10 by 10," because he had like a 20 by 30. So I took a 10 by 10 by him. So I was right next to him. And I remember we showed up. I actually drove from California, from LA. I bought me a new Tahoe at that time, a 2015 Tahoe, and I drove that beautiful baby, man. It was black on black, leather, everything. And I drove from California all the way to New Orleans, man. That was a beautiful trip. I still remember that drive, man. That was a crazy drive. And when we showed up, I remember we ordered the cigars from a guy here in Esteli. And, at that time, we didn't have an actual booth, but we did hire a company to put nice couches for us and a nice little banner or whatever. When we showed up to the booth, there was nothing there, bro. It was empty. And I went up to Greg and said, "Greg, where's my booth?" I said, "Dude, that guy never showed up, bro." And so, make the story short, my partner at that time forgot to pay the actual the people that runs the booths. I mean, and the trade show, the whole convention center. What do you call those people? The people I just paid not long ago. I forgot the name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, how can I forget? I just paid those guys $2,000 to mow my crates. How can I forget? But anyways,
The
those
union
guys, he
reps,
forgot
the
to pay
union guys.
the union guys. He forgot to pay the union guys, so they didn't let the couches get in, bro. So here I have no couches, brother, on my first trade show. I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? So I'm right across the street from Padron. Padron was right in front of us, and I remember Orlando Padron, rest in peace. he was driving his little. He had a little scooter, right? That's how he used to drive around. And there's a picture of us. It's a picture of me in Orlando. Let me see if I have it here.
So how while you're looking for the picture, how was your first show?
It was great. I mean, I didn't sell cigars,
What
but I
was
gave
it?
away a
Was
lot
it
of coffee.
successful by the standards that you went in there with?
It was successful in a way where I got to meet a lot of people, distributors,
Okay.
salespeople.
It was more of a
You know what I
networking
mean?
success than necessarily
Right.
a business
Absolutely,
success.
brother. And more than anything, it was school
Oh, for
because
sure.
I got to spend a long time with Mr. Orlando Padron.
Yeah.
Because of him, I had cigars, and because of Greg, right? He brought me 4 boxes of the new Damaso cigar when it came out that year.
Wow.
And I was giving those away for him. And I said, "Hey, if you want to buy these cigars, go across the street." I remember that. And I'm looking for the picture here on my old Instagram page. And then that was a beautiful experience. So what we did to fix the problem with the couches, we did the Costco run. I don't know if you guys know what that means, but we
Went to
booked it all the
Costco
way
and
to
buy them.
Costco. We we bought some couches in Costco. We bought a chess table and a coffee machine, and that's how we set up, bro.
Hey,
We fixed it.
when push comes to shove, you gotta kind of just get it done, right?
We
Um,
fixed the problem. Yeah, that's right, bro.
so that
And
was
we took
back
care
in
of business.
2015, and so
2015, bro.
so now we're 11 years later,
11
and
years later.
and where do you stand within the industry now? You feel?
Well, in 2019, come on. In 2019, we did a show in Vegas, and we got the best boot of the year. Best medium boot. Um, we got that boot. It was a great boot. We also got number 12 cigar of the world out of the top 25 from Cigar Journal magazine. They gave us 92 points, and we were number
Fantastic.
12 out of the top 25. And everything's documented. You can find everything online. Um, and we kicked off, man. I remember that year. I probably made about $1 million in sales.
Wow.
Yep, yep. And that year, but then that year, week before Inter Tobacco in September, we got hit with a big federal lawsuit. And so we defended the lawsuit. And it was kind of like Goliath versus David versus Goliath type of deal.
What was the federal
It was a
lawsuit over?
trademark. It was a trademark issue with another
Trademark issue.
company,
Yep.
and it was a major company. Oh, there it is. Found it right here, bro. Look at there's me and Padron, 2015.
Fantastic.
That was us hanging out, and then there's me and Rocky after getting drunk with him, and then there's my I'm there with security guards, and then here's me and Manuel Rubio. He runs Drew State. See, that was the banner we had
Hmm.
right there, 2015, New Orleans. And so it was great, man. We got into the lawsuit, and it took us about a year. We fought it, and $600,000 later, we settled. But of course, I didn't want to keep on fighting, so I changed the name, bro,
Yeah, no, that
from
and you
Antigua
didn't want to
Esteli.
also give him anything either for the
Yeah.
name.
So I ended up changing the name of the company to Segovias De Esteli, which the cigar was already called Segovias, right? So it was Antigua Esteli Segovias by Antigua Esteli. So now it was just called Segovias, the Esteli Segovias. So so basically this one here is our core line, and slowed me down because I had to recall all the cigars that I sold. I had
Yeah.
to take them back, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and so I did that, and I
Ouch.
lost some customers. I lost some grade A customers, some tier one customers, and we didn't sell cigars for about 4 years, bro. Yeah, 4 years. after the lawsuit. So we came back. We came back in 2023, and it was slow. But we, after the lawsuit settled, we came back and opened the factory, brother. 2021, June 16, 2021, in Esteli, Nicaragua. That's when I opened the doors to my factory.
And then you relaunched it officially as Segovias. Or Segovia.
Yes, sir. That's right.
So how has that 4-year time span changed anything?
Well, you can imagine, bro. You know, we lost a lot of money. Put me behind a lot of bills. Put me behind a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a go-getter. I'm a winner. I'm not a quitter. And once I bite like a pit bull, I don't let go, and I keep going. So this is going to be a great interview because it's going to be about motivation. It's going to be about perseverance. It's going to be about go-getter. It's about dreams, bro. I'm in this business because I love what I do. I have a lot of passion what I do, but I like to fulfill my dreams, and I like to always come through. Look, at this is the picture where we got the best in show 2019. Look at that, bro.
Fantastic.
See that?
No, that's awesome. So are we, when you relaunched 4 years later, are you,
That was my boot right
are
there.
you bringing in the old blends? Or are
No,
you,
we made them better. We upgrade them. Much better blends now.
okay. But like, are you bringing in that like just an upgraded format of what you had prior to that, but you're still bringing in that kind of core blend from
Yeah, the
the
same
other
design.
one. Yeah, okay.
So
Okay.
my design was designed by Manny Iriarte, brother. You know the Opus X Society guy.
Mm-hmm.
Manny did my rings back in the
Yeah,
day.
Manny's been on the show a
So
couple times. He's a great guy.
yeah, so I kept this design is by Manny Iriarte.
It's a very, very nice band. I mean, it's a very nice band.
Mm-hmm.
And the cigar is smoking great, like absolutely fantastic so far.
Thank you, brother.
You know,
Thank you.
I don't
Salud.
understand. Salud, my friend. I don't understand why people
Delicious.
shit on Lanceros. I am a massive
like 'em.
Lancero whore. I openly admit it. I love them. Yes, Segovia is easy to pronounce, but I didn't know how to pronounce it in the beginning. I'm very gringo, and it just didn't work for me. But once you know you're explained how to say it, it's simple to say. Bruce asks, "Do you still have the couch?"
The couch.
Yes.
I still have the same couches from back in 2021.
From when you went to Costco.
Oh no, we took them back.
Oh, you.
We got our money back, baby. we kept the coffee machines, but we took the couches back.
That is funny. So there you go, Bruce.
That's funny, man.
That's super.
Hey, you know, I'll be bullshit if I tell you I kept them. Nah, we took that shit right back, brother.
So, so once you relaunched, what is your go-to-market strategy with the new brand? Obviously, you're bringing in similar profiles from the old, adapting them to the new with your new tobacco, reformatting them a little bit to be maybe a little twist or a little tweak or change here and there.
Here's the selling point for us right now. I don't know if you're aware, but we make cigars for several people.
Of course.
So I made this cigar for these guys. The Casa 1910. We made the As de Oro, the Jilguero, and the Torpedo. As de Oro, Jilguero, and what's the other one called? I forgot the name. But anyways, we made this cigar. I made this cigar for this guy here. The SP 1014 silver. The silver, the Sanj Patel. Silver.
Okay, Sanj Patel. Okay, yeah, I know who.
We also made the Fósforo Limitado for Jeff. I made cigars for the Turin family in Mexico. So what happened is that after I started making our cigars, I right away noticed that we need more money because surviving in a factory with all these people and all these employees, payroll was expensive, bro. And so I said, shit, man, I gotta make cigars for other people so I could survive. Because I when I opened the factory, I didn't know that the factories live and survive from making cigars for other people. Otherwise, they will go broke
Yeah.
because it's very expensive to make cigars here, bro.
Until you become
And,
a Rocky Patel or a Perdomo or, where your brand is massive, it supplies the entire
right.
factory.
When you become one of those big guys, then you don't have to worry about money. But me
Correct.
not coming from a lot of money, I'm like, holy shit, man! Right away, the
Yeah.
the fence hit the wall. I said, dude, I gotta do something here, bro. So I was using a lot of my money, my reserves, a lot of my savings, and it was getting expensive, bro. I mean, when I got to almost 1 million, I said, shit, man, that's almost all my savings. What am I gonna do? So I started looking for clients. So my first big customer was these guys over here, Casa
Casa
1910.
1910.
When I met them, they released their little Mexican cigar, the Cuchillo Parado, and no disrespect to Manolo, but they didn't taste what the cigar tastes now. You know what I mean? And so we helped them change that, bro, and we made them a beautiful, amazing cigar. I mean, you smoke this baby here, bro. It's like eating the best steak or cheesecake in the world, man. That's how delicious they are. It's too bad they didn't continue with me, and they discontinued the cigar, and I guess Manolo's not involved in the company anymore. Well, I don't know what's going on, but they're not making the cigar anymore. So we only made them, I think, 150,000 cigars, and after that, we stopped making them. And what a shame! But I got to keep the blend, so the blend is mine. So if anybody wants to, let me know. Just kidding. So then I started making. We made cigars for this guy, and I also made cigars for Jake Wyatt. I made cigars for these guys from the picture you have back there of a
So
clown. I made some cigars for that guy.
so let me ask you this then. What is your how much of your factory is dedicated to your portfolio versus making cigars for other people at this point?
Well,
Obviously, as
the
your
last
portfolio
project,
grows, that'll change.
right? The last project I just finished is for a young, not a young guy, but an Italian young guy. He's a doctor. Him and his wife from Pennsylvania, and they had a company called Centani Cigars, and I guess another company stole their trademark, and they were forced to basically leave it. They could have fought it, but again, it was going to cost a lot of money and trademark attorneys and stuff like that. So they changed the name to Aurora Cigars, which is his last name. And so we produced their cigars. We made 1,000 boxes for them. And so, which is our great cigars, by the way. The cigar's been aged now for a year. And that was my last project. But other than that, all the cigars that I'm making now, they're all Segovias, bro. I'm not making cigars for anybody right now. I tell you something, bro. I learned in this game to only work with serious people, bro, because you have
Oh
a lot of
yeah,
these
you get fucked
fakers.
over. You get fucked
You
over
have a
big
lot of
time.
these fakers, bro. They order cigars from you and you do all the work for them, and all of a sudden they don't know who you are. They don't promote your factory. They don't give you the credit you deserve. Some of these people that I work here that I make cigars for, these motherfuckers didn't even mention my name. I mean, they don't have to mention me personally, but they have to mention at least we made them at Tabacalera Segovias. So now I'm very picky who I work with now, bro. I don't work with just anybody anymore.
But you have to be picky with who you work with, right? Because your brand is represented even softly in the background of that
Mm-hmm.
cigar. So if they're just shithead people that are
Yeah.
awful to work with, like that's going to reflect potentially on your brand, uh, and not in a good way, you know.
Well,
So
I know that the cigars that I do for whoever I make cigars for are delicious cigars, and I
correct.
know that they're not gonna have any problems with my. They might get a cigar here and there for the tight draw or something like that.
It's a
It's an
handmade
artisanal product.
product. It's a
There's
handmade
nothing we can
product.
do. That's right.
All the
So
companies do
other
it.
than that, flavor, aroma, it's gonna be a great fucking cigar, and I think you could vouch for that, bro.
Yes, no, this has been a very
Mhm.
enjoyable, and it's been perfect. Like the draw has been perfect all the way through. The bird, I only had to relight
Yep.
it because I was talking, and Lanceros go
Right. No
out.
problem.
And I'll be
That's the
honest
only
with
problem
you.
about Lancero. Yeah.
Whoa, it's even worse. At 7,500 feet, which is where I live at, the elevation, it goes out even faster.
Right.
Obviously, because there's less oxygen. So, Lanceros, I'm not a purist when it comes to some of the decor around cigars, in the sense of, like, some people are like, oh, I'll never relight a cigar. If it goes out, I'm done with it. Some people are like, oh, I'll relight it the next day. I have no shame. I will relight the cigar as long as it's within that day. I will relight the cigar.
That's right.
A couple of puffs and whatever's there is gone.
That's right.
So when it comes to a Lancero going out, I don't care. I'll relight the damn thing. It doesn't matter
Let me tell you something, bro. This Lancero, it goes good for all the beautiful women out there, all the cigar female aficionados. This cigar, it's a great cigar for men and women. You could have dinner, have a coffee and a cheesecake, and smoke this, bro. You're gonna have a great time smoking this cigar.
Absolutely.
This cigar was made for that, to enjoy the moment.
It's very,
relax.
I would say it's a hair. I would say it's almost right in the middle in my palate of mild to medium. I would say mild plus, medium minus.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't feel like it's intentionally meant to be anything stronger than that.
We made them just perfect.
Got just enough pepper to grab you.
Yep.
So you don't get the body of the cigar, but you do get that pepper feel that you want out of a heavier cigar.
That's right.
That retro.
That's right.
So it's really nice, and the retro is really smooth as well.
Smooth.
Overall, it's a really good Lancero, man.
You don't get a bad aftertaste. You don't get a bad aftertaste.
No, not at all.
It's clean, and that's because it's age, bro. That's because it's age. Its age is perfect. The way I blend my cigars, I can't give away the secret, but I could tell you that I'm very dedicated to each blend, bro, and I do it for perfection. I mean, look at this crazy guy, bro. I haven't made money because I had these motherfuckers aging over 3 years.
Well,
and that's a problem for a big company.
So let's chat really quick. How is the new, like, your factory is dedicated to Segovia full time. So how is the brand selling? How many shops across the U.S. are you in? And how is the brand doing today?
Well, look, I'll be bullshitting if I tell you that I'm doing very good and I have over 100 stores. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't want bullshit.
I don't have that many stores. I don't have that many stores. I don't have a lot of sales. We kicked off again in April at PCA in New Orleans. We had a good turnaround, but we still haven't recovered our investment.
Sure.
The truth of the matter is that I have an overhead over here in Nicaragua, and it's a very expensive one. And at the same time, I have to pay my office in Florida. I have to do all the stuff, but I don't have a sales team. I only depend right now is me, the salespeople, and I got a couple brokers working with me right now. Right.
You also got the tariffs at 18%.
Yes. No. Well, no. We're at 12.5 right now.
Oh, isn't it going to 18 though?
No, it was at 10. It dropped.
Oh, it was at 10.
It was at 18. It dropped back to 10.
That's right.
Now it's at 12.5.
That's right.
But still, though, I mean, shit, we didn't pay that before.
That's a lot of money.
And then all of a sudden we start paying that again. I can tell you, making cigars is not easy, and I pay a lot of money in taxes here, bro. I have to pay the government in Nicaragua. So I'll give you an example. Every table, it costs me $500 every couple. So for example, so every buncher is $500 a month. Every roller is $500 a month because I pay them well. Then on top of that, I got to pay 27% taxes on top of their salaries to the government.
That's not coming out of their 500. Do they pay taxes?
I have to pay their taxes too.
But so
So I
the
pay.
worker doesn't have income tax. It's the employer that pays the income
No,
tax.
we do. So we deduct 7%
Okay.
from their salaries,
I will take
right?
7% right now. If that's the income tax in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
country,
but then
I would take
and
it
then I
right
gotta
now.
pay. Then I gotta pay 21% out of my share of my money back to the government.
It's all theft. Taxation is nothing
Right.
more than theft.
So can you imagine when you have 10, 15 tables? So
It's a lot of money.
every table, every table, there's two people on each table, right? It's $1,000.
Hmm.
I got 10 right now, bro. That's $10,000 I gotta pay every month. Plus, add a 27% of that on top of that. Then add a bunch of other little stuff we gotta pay on top of that. And then we gotta pay high electricity, rent. Then we gotta buy tobacco. Every week is 10, 15 grand of tobacco, bro.
So, are you are you looking to be like vertically integrated at some point, like do a farm, or do you have a farm? Because
I do have a farm. I
you've
do have a
mentioned
farm, but
buying
right now,
tobacco, so that's why I was just trying to
yeah.
ask.
No, yeah, I buy tobacco from all the best growers over here. I do have a farm in Ometepe, but we're not growing anything right now.
Okay,
It's only
okay,
5 manzanas. Yeah. But eventually that's my dream, bro. Have a beautiful house,
sure.
have my beautiful land of tobacco, have my curing farms. That's everybody's dream, bro. But to be honest, in Esteli right now, there's no more land. Between AJ, Plasencia, Perdomo, and now Fuente, they have it all. So if I
Oh,
want to buy a farm close to Esteli, I have to go further north,
okay,
you know?
interesting.
But it's okay. It's okay though. Aranosa has a lot of land here too. But it's okay though. I can buy tobacco from it all the time. So,
Oh yeah,
um,
absolutely. I mean,
so what a lot
it's
of factories
more
do,
important
bro.
that you have a factory.
What a lot of factories do, including Nica Sueño from Roma Craft, what they do is they buy tobacco at wholesale, raw tobacco, and then they ferment it. They cure themselves in their warehouses. So they'll grab, 10, 15,000 pounds of tobacco up front, and then in their warehouses they create pilones and they let them sit and age. Give me one
Okay,
second.
sure. You pulling up a picture.
Yeah.
So if people want to buy your cigars now, is there a place you recommend to get them from? Do you do online? Is there an online retailer that you're working with? How do how many retail shops in the country are you currently in?
So at the show, I pretty much have idea. I do a lot of email marketing and I call a lot of people, right, that I know. Right now, I can't get into my hometown. I'm from California originally, and right now it's hard for me to get in there because we don't have the UTO license. I gotta register all my vitolas to register, and I got 6 vitolas right now, and so it's over $300 per vitola. Plus, California wants to make you get a tobacco license for distribution, and it's big headaches right now. So I'm focusing outside of California right
Yeah,
now.
California's a shit show.
Yeah, yeah. So it makes me sad because I'm from California, and
Yeah.
that's where I made a lot of money in the beginning of my career.
Makes us
And
all sad
so
that California is such a beautiful state is run so terribly.
it is, man.
It makes us all sad.
And so, absolutely, brother. So right now, you know, if there's any retailers out there that want to help us out, give us a call, man. We have the best product out here, and I don't speak for anyone else. I speak for my own product, and I enjoyed it. I think you enjoyed it too.
I
But
very much
we have
enjoyed
some
it.
accounts. Uh, we sell a lot of cigars in Germany. I just opened up Spain. I'm outside the country, Switzerland. I'm in Dubai. Um, I'm in Mexico also. I sell into Japan. So I'm doing very well outside the country. In the U.S., we're in Canada. Well, actually, we just got in Canada right now. We're with Cigar Chief in Canada. They brought in a product. They fell in love with the cigars, and they brought us in. We just got in Puerto Rico. We have a broker now in Puerto Rico, and that guy is kicking ass. He just opened up 4 to 5 stores in Puerto Rico.
Fantastic.
We are in Pennsylvania with John and his wife Lena.
Yep, love John. John
New
Reaver.
Village, yeah.
Love
So
John.
so we're
Johnny
at the store now.
Smokes. Shout out to Johnny
Matter of
Smokes.
fact, I think they got the cigars yesterday or today.
Yeah.
So we're in his store.
Great. And Lita's really nice too. Lita's really nice.
Lita's a beautiful woman.
She's fantastic.
We're in negotiations with other big online and retail stores, like Neptune's. We also have CI. We're talking to CI. So we're trying to just, put ourselves at the main big stores first.
Sure.
And then we're gonna start attacking the retail stores. But
I would say though, like, Reamer's a fantastic shop because he does really, really good marketing for boutiques, and he also supports boutiques. It's hard to find a local shop that really gets behind a boutique brand. Like the way a boutique brand needs to kind of have that presence within the store.
It makes me sad because not only my product's a good product, I could name you a lot of good products, right? You got Roma Craft, you have Oveja Negra, Esteban Carreras, us. And there's other product out there that is very good cigars.
Yeah.
And I think that all these retail stores, they should treat everyone equal, man. I hate the fact, some
what does
issues
that
I've
mean?
been having
What does that mean? Treat everyone equal.
Yeah. I think every retail store should be equal with everyone who sells cigars. I mean, obviously, if you get a dickhead who calls you and is disrespectful on the phone and treats you like you don't want to be treated, right? If they don't have good customer service, obviously they're not going to want to do business with you. But if you're very respectful, you call a retail store, you show them love, you want to be part of their family, you want to welcome you to your family. I think we should all get an opportunity to be in the stores, to be in the retail stores. Even if you buy 2-3 boxes, I think you should give everybody an equal opportunity, because we all deserve an opportunity to be in business, right?
But what is that?
People think that making cigars is easy.
But what does that look like from the retailer side? What equal opportunity?
Here's what they tell you.
Are you looking?
This is what they say. Some of them say we don't have space. Some other one says, so you get a lot of retailers, for example, in my case, they come to my booth, they love the cigar, they enjoyed it, they took a bunch of samples, they fill up the order sheet, and then you call them back to follow up on the sale, and they say, oh, we run out of money, we bought all the big guys first, we don't want to bring in, and I'm thinking to myself, then why you took a bunch of samples, why you fill out an order sheet, and now that we're calling you to make the order, you don't want to.
So that's
you don't want to do the order.
That's dishonest.
Yeah.
And for that, I would agree with you. If you're going to take the time, now taking the samples is taking the samples, right? Because you can't hold somebody to taking samples at PCA as in like everybody that takes a sample is going to order from you. They might genuinely not like it for whatever reason and decide not to, right? That's totally fine. But where I absolutely agree with you on is filling out an order sheet, because now that is giving you false hope, and maybe because they gave you false hope, now you're willing to give them maybe a few more samples than normal, and that's dishonest. And I would absolutely agree with you on that. But
then here's the other problem. Here's the other problem, bro. Here's the other problem. For example, you show these retails a lot of love. You go to the retail stores, you give them a free box of cigars out of love. You let them know, hey, you're the factory. We can make you any cigar you want. And then they say, we're going to order from you. And then you call them. They ignore your calls after they already told you. They're going to show you love. And, they're going to show you, they're going to buy some cigars from you. Then all of a sudden, these retailers, right, they pretty much tell you to go to hell. I said, well, wait a minute. You promised me you're going to get some cigars. put our brand in the store. What's stopping you? Well, here's the deal. A lot of these retailers that I talked to, some of them, and I'm not going to do business with those guys anymore. Uh, Not only did I give them free cigars and that stuff, they put the order in, and then they asked for a 30-day credit, knowing that I'm a small cigar manufacturer, and the only way my factory, my employees, my electricity, everything that runs in the factory gets paid with our sales. And when you don't show love to the sales, and you want free product, and you want 30-day credit, how are you showing love or support to any of the cigar companies? But if the big guys, the big multi-billion-dollar companies, right? You pay those guys right away. But what
Actually,
about us, the little
some of those
guys?
guys do that 90. But they could swing that kind of that and
Right.
you know I think you have a valid stance.
I have a very valid
But
standpoint.
I think what's missing in the argument is the size of the shop that's ordered, right? Because there might be a small shop that genuinely wants to give you a shot, but can't come up with the money in that 30 days. Like there are some genuine people that the net 30 allows them to get your product, sell some of it, and then pay you for it. I get the stance on both sides.
Right.
If you're a bigger
Here's the
shop,
deal,
if
bro.
you're a bigger shop and could afford it,
Yeah.
I totally agree and be like, no, dude,
Right.
come on, like you guys could swing it, like you're massive.
Here,
But I mean, I'm not on that side of
this is
the
this is
world.
the way I do business, bro. If I see it's a small shop, I'm gonna show them love, and if they need help, I will give them 30 days because that's the kind of guy I am.
Okay, you're talking about the bigger shops.
The bigger shop.
Okay,
But for example,
okay, that makes sense.
right. So you show me love, I show you love. That's what I'm saying. We gotta support each other in the cigar industry with these retail stores. We gotta help each other, bro. I help you, you help me. How can I help you create more margin for your retail store? Well, guess what? Get 5 boxes for me. I'll give you a box for free. Give that
Sure.
as samples, right? Make some money, and I'll show you how we can make money with Segovias. I got a plan. I got a whole plan mapped out of how to show retailers how for them to make money with our cigars. Especially my cigars are not expensive, bro. How much do you think the cigars in the market right now?
As a Lancero, I would say this would probably be between the 10, I would the $12 to $15 for the Lancero,
You
10 to
right in the
12.
spot, 12.50
Yeah, that's about
for
where I
perfectly
would score
for
this.
for a
Perfect.
perfectly aged cigar. And look at my packaging, bro. This ain't no bullshit packaging, bro. This is a real
No,
packaging.
it's really
It's
nice. I mean, it truly is. But I want to kind
yeah.
of understand a little bit more because when I hear the word equality, my sensors go off here. I'm just trying to understand like
Quality means cigar, tobacco.
no,
The way the
equality,
cigar is.
equality. So when you say like a shop owner should be equal across the board, so like, are you saying like just because they're a shop owner, they should give you a chance?
No.
Okay,
I think the whole industry, the only way this industry is going to grow with boutiques, cigar company, not just myself, but every boutique company out there. If we all could work as unity and work together with the retail store, with us, right? I think we could grow and leave that boutique behind because I really don't understand why they call us boutique because we're a small little company, maybe. And
no,
cigar is a cigar,
I
bro.
think
Uh,
boutique came
It,
from the
it
fact
goes
that like
deeper.
the legacies sometimes can just print bands and throw it on cigars, and the boutiques have a
Right.
little bit more. I literally equate boutique brands to and my buddy Danny Ravanelli got me all into the boutique world. So I love Danny for it. I equate boutiques to the equivalency of professional sports to college. There's a reason why people like to watch college, and it's because
Yeah. I'm a
oftentimes
USC fan,
because
right,
there's
baby?
no
USC.
because there's not millions of dollars on the line, they oftentimes can show a little bit more heart during the game. That's not to say always, but sometimes that's just the way it goes.
But here's the
Sometimes the
difference, though.
professional supports could be, a little bit prima donnish.
Here's the difference, bro. We spend the same amount of money as a big company does. A matter
Absolutely.
of fact, a matter of fact, big companies they pay less on the cigar than we do,
Correct. The difference between a big brand and a small brand's marketing.
bro. Let me tell you something. I could grab my Toro and sell it to a private label for $2.50, $2.75 the most. A big company, it doesn't even want to
Commercial.
pay me $1.50. A big commercial brand doesn't even want to pay me a dollar
Thanks for
fifty for
watching,
the same
Donna.
premium cigar. Hey Donna, what's up, girl? They don't even want to pay me $1.50 for a premium cigar. But a private label will pay you $2.50, right? And it's worth all the money. It's worth all the money because it's a premium age cigar. So we pay as a boutique or a small brand or other small brands or the brands that I sold cigars to, they pay bigger money for their cigars and they're called boutique. And not a lot of retail stores want to
Well,
buy the boutiques. I think they're wrong. They're not being equal.
so you make an interesting point there that having Ish as a close friend of mine, I've learned all about
Hey, it's my
cigar.
boy. I was
Learned
just on the phone with them
I
yesterday
I
morning.
love I love that man. Spanish Jesus, the Spaniard Jesus. Um,
And he'll agree with me, bro. And
oh no,
trust me, me
I
and him have
listen.
conversations like that all
He's
the
he's
time.
said it on this show many times, and the thing of
Mhm.
it too is like people that are buying a $60 cigar are looking at it and going, okay, Keystone pricing. Okay, so that cigar costs $15 to make based on Keystone pricing, right? Because you sell it for you actually 750 because you wholesale it for 15. You'd make it for 750, wholesale it for 15, and then sells to the store at 30, and then they Keystone it for 60. So
Mhm.
a lot of people think of $60 cigar costs 750 or 8, but that's just not the case. Oftentimes a $60 cigar costs literally the exact same as a $10 cigar to make, maybe a little bit more.
Bro, those $60 cigars, those $80 cigars, those fucking $100 cigars, it only costs them less than $2 to make. It's all marketing.
Oh yeah, that's why I said the difference between a big company and a small company is marketing. It's all about the story that you can
Now,
push out and tell.
then you have guys like me, who's real, who I don't have a third party representing my brand. It's just me being raw.
And you don't give a fuck what
I
people
live in
think
Esteli,
either.
Nicaragua. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I
That's why I got
know.
a lot of haters.
I know. We're gonna talk about that because that's
You
how
know what I
I
mean?
got
Look,
introduced to you.
I'm the fucking real deal, bro. I'm here. I live here. I pay IMSS. I pay DGI. I pay all the bullshit in Nicaragua to make cigars. You're not gonna come and tell me. Nobody's gonna come and tell me how to make cigars because I'm the real fucking deal. That's why a lot of these people out there, bro. I made a song. I made a song called Cigar Haters for that same reason. Because you got all these people who come over here, they take pictures in the tobacco fields, they they uh, they put an order in, they buy cigars, and all of a sudden they fucking own the factory, bro. And they call themselves masters blenders. But that's a different subject. But
That's been a hotly
I
contested
like to
subject
keep
on
it
this
real.
show.
I like to keep it real. And I'm the real fucking deal because I work every fucking day. Look, bro, I'm at the factory at 6 in the morning, and I'll be here tonight till 4 in the morning because I have a meeting in Europe for Intertovac next month. You know what I mean? Dude, I got my own fridge here at the factory. I got my own room at the factory. I have a fucking 75-inch TV at the factory where I sit down when I want to, forget about work and just watch a movie or play PlayStation. You know
What
what
do
I
you play?
mean?
What games do you play?
All the well, I'm a pro Street Fighter, bro. You can never beat me on Street Fighter. I'm a professional Street Fighter guy. Mortal Kombat, I'm not that good, but Street Fighter, I'll kick anybody's ass, and I'll
I
put
play
money
a
on
lot
that.
of Call of Duty. I like
I play
games.
Call
I,
of Duty
I
too,
like
but I'm not
games
an
that you
expert.
shoot guns.
Yeah, no, I'm not an expert in that game, bro. I play Grand Theft Auto, and I just bought me the new one. But back to cigars, bro. I hate the fact. I hate the fact when a retailer puts an order in, asking for a 30-day credit, and then you send them the credit card application, and they don't fill it out. So then I tell them, how do you want me to ship you cigars? And you don't give me a guarantee where I can charge the card in 30
No,
days.
that's a fair ask from you. If you want to do net 30, then you've got to put a card on file or put a bank payment on file for me to hit in 30
And and
days.
and they'll do it. Like
That's
the other day,
understandable.
I had a customer, and they wanted to buy 4 boxes of cigars, and they wanted 2 boxes for free. For some reason, when I sent that on email, I accidentally told them that I was going to give them 3 boxes for free. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. But they're like, "Hey, Art, well, you told me if I buy 4, you give me 3 for free." I said, "Why would I say that?" I mean, and then you asking me for credit. So then I went back in the email and I read it and I said, "Okay, I fucked up." So I sent an email back to the customer. I said, "Look, listen, I made a mistake, but I'm gonna honor it because
Sure.
it was a mistake, and I'll give you your 4, 5, 6, your 7 boxes. Just put a credit card on file, and we'll get it done, and I'll ship it to you right away." They never fucking send the application with the credit card, nothing, and they and till today they haven't responded on none of my emails.
See, that's dishonest. That is that I agree with you on from what you're saying here. Like if you're gonna negotiate, like I work in financial tech, right? I sell
Right.
software for a living. If I'm at the negotiation price, I'm asking for things before I give concessions, right? So like if you want a
Right.
discount, then I want a signature date. If you want this, then I need to know certain things have to be done on my end in order for you to get this.
Right.
So I
That's right.
I totally agree with you. That's a very fair ask. If you want net 30, I can tell you now in the in the software world, you're not getting shit without a card on file
That's
or an
right.
ACH on file.
And
Period.
anything, bro. Not even
Even
online. You know,
Windows, even
fucking
Windows. Windows, you buy
Windows. Fucking
Windows, they
Apple
auto
sends
charge
me
your card.
charges my credit card for everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And they have it on file. And then all of a sudden I get these hits, these charges in my own. Like, holy shit! Why are they charging me for this shit? The other day, something came up and I clicked on it,
Good point, Paul.
and they charged me like $10 on my Apple. I said, why am I being charged? Cancel that. Till today, I had to cancel my card because they kept on charging me every month, bro. Even after I canceled it.
Yeah, so like
Funny.
I think that's a fair request and a fair ask. Now, I want to
Yeah.
bring up something that led me to discover who you were, and we talked a little bit of it on the phone. You had a relationship with the BCA, and
I still do.
with the BCA or
Premium cigars.
no
Oh,
BCA.
you mean
You had a
oh,
relation.
you mean boutique cigar?
Yeah. So
Don't get me started, bro.
I want to bring that because that's something I've talked about heavily on this show. I've never felt like it was run good, and I've had several people on the show that have talked about it. But you caused a massive stir
I
after
did.
the
Tell
PCA
me the
show.
story.
You wrote a very scathing review of how BCA handled the PCA pavilion and everything else. So tell everybody, because I know
You
you're.
remember that?
Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Ish and I have actually talked about that in depth. So we talked about. It. So are you part of the TPA, right?
Uh, as of yesterday, yes.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
what was your opinion on, because my guess is after joining a group like BCA, which more or less didn't do anything for anybody, for most of the
They didn't do
brands
shit for us, bro.
that were involved with it, so you were obviously very apprehensive of potentially joining another organization outside of PCA, Premium Cigar
Right.
Association, right?
I was. Yeah.
So tell everybody really quickly about your experience with BCA and then what turned you into finally accepting Ish's invite into TPA.
Well, I was raised to be an as straight shooter as you can, bro. I grew up in LA, bro. I grew up with all the hustlers, with the grinders. I grew up with professional people. I went to USC, the University of Southern California. I want to say that I have some dignity and respect to myself. Sometimes I might bullshit you, like for example, if I tell you I'll be there in 30 minutes and I'm there 45 minutes later, maybe I lied to you. I got here a little late, maybe because I was lazy and got up late. But
Traffic.
other than that, I don't bullshit, right? Right? And over here we call it the Nika time because everybody in Nika's late. Right? So I'm used to it. Right? Like for example, now
You
you
were
said
late for the
6 o'clock
show.
and I logged in at 6:10, right?
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is I just got out the shower, bro. I was in the shower and yeah, I wanted to freshen up, right? So and then I had to go in the humidor, grab the cigar boxes, grab my cigars, right? Other than that, I'm a straight shooter, bro. And I hate it when people bullshit me. Especially I'm a Gemini, bro. And Geminis, we have like a some type of like a vision where we see things before it happens. That's a gift we got. And when I started talking with Caffey, I thought he was a cool cat, right? He used to send me free coffee, so he started earning my respect. But then one day he calls me. He's in Honduras, and he calls me and he says, "I already have the factory." He said, "Art, I'm gonna leave Honduras. The guy fucked me over at the factory, blah blah blah." But he didn't know that I'm actually friends with the actual guy who owns the factory.
This is him going La Aurora.
Yeah, before he went over there. So
Yeah.
I'm talking to the real owner of the factory. They're like, "Art, this fucking guy owes me a lot of money. He's not paying for the cigars." And he claims that he owns the factory and he doesn't own shit. He just buys cigars and he still owes me money, right? So that's when I started seeing that he
Your
was
buddy
that he
said this
wasn't
to
all.
you. Your buddy said this to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
the guy who was making his cigars in Honduras.
Yep.
So one day I said, Kathy, why you gotta bullshit, bro? Why can't you just be real, man? Listen, we all go through the same shit, dude. I mean, when I started Antigua, I put the order in for the cigar rings with cigar rings in Dominican Republic. It took me 1 year to pay the fucking guys, bro. And not because I didn't want to pay them, I didn't have the money. Because the cigars were costing me a lot of money to make, right? And that's a true story. True story. But at least I kept it real. And I apologized to everybody and I said, listen, help me out. Give me some time. Let me pay you. Right? And I did. I paid everybody. But at least I kept it real. This guy did not keep it real. So then he calls me one day and he says, Art, I want you, me and you, we wanted to be the founder of this new organization. He started giving me this spiel about BCA. And I said, bro, all right, I'll join you, bro. Let's do it together as a team. Yeah, bro, you're gonna be in the board of directors. You're gonna be one of the main guys, and blah blah blah. When shit hit the fan, bro, that guy fucking didn't do nothing. I wasn't in the board of directors. I wasn't a partner. I was nothing, bro. He did everything by himself. And then he got Armin or whatever the guy's name is to be the vice president, right? When he promised me that, then he didn't bring me in as a board director, nothing. Hey, I'll get you in for free. And I said, no, I don't want you to get me in for free. I'll pay the money, whatever you charge. So I joined. Then I started seeing the meetings, and it was all bullshit. What he was saying, he was going to help me out, and blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, whatever. So we did the first PCA, right, at the pavilion. Everybody fucking paid their money, including myself, $5,000.
Which was about the cost of a
we,
PCA table, too, by the way.
That's right. And we picked our booth, right? They put us all the way in the fucking back, but they already knew about it, and they lied to us. They said we were going to be right in the front, right in the center, and blah, blah, blah. But they knew, right? Well, what happened was that we all paid for the booths, except him and Armin. They got their booths for free to gather all of us. And then they put us all the way in the back, bro. When we picked.
Oh, Art. Oh, we lost Art for a quick sec. Bring him right back in here. He's in Nicaragua, so his internet might have cut out for a quick second here. We'll wait for him to jump back in. Let's see here. So I mean, his cigars are really good. Like I genuinely feel bad. I think he's doing the best he can with what he has, and I think he makes a really good product. And I'm genuinely curious to hear what he has to say about the different organizations. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can bring him back on. Oh, Ish is not a fan of the fact that Ish texted. He's not a fan of the fact that Art had Dr. Pepper. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't mind Dr. Pepper with a cigar. I actually think Dr. Pepper and a cigar. This is Ish is going to block me, and I like Dr. Pepper and a cigar. I like I like root beer, like a really good craft root beer in a cigar as well. Um, let's see. All right, Art, where are you? Nope. I am here. Join up. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get him back in here. But no, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. What's everybody smoking tonight? First off, let's while we're getting in here on this, what's everybody smoking tonight? I'm not super good at doing the alone thing. I don't know why. Like I have no issue talking ever, but I just typically don't have a decent time doing the alone thing. I never really kind of have a great understanding of what to fill the time with. So this is always awkward. But he's in Nicaragua, and we'll let him kind of come back in here. But while we're on this, let's see. Ish is now going to block me. Fantastic. I tell you what, if Dr. Pepper's the reason why Ish blocks me, then he I've said way worse to Ish. So let's see here. We've got Tony smoking a Busala from Hayes Gray. We'll go ahead and see if Art could join back in. If not, I guess we'll end the show a little early tonight. Sorry about this, guys. We'll have to figure out a way to bring him back in here. But you know, I will say I have a problem sometimes with the way some I agree with you, Paul. Paul made a comment earlier about some of the big guys forget kind of where they come from. And I think that's a fair statement sometimes. And not all of them, but some of them I think do kind of can forget where they come from a little bit. And and I don't think that's always great. Now, the vast majority of I think cigar companies help each other out. That's been my stance. That'll always be my stance until proven differently. But there are some that I do feel. Okay, Ish, jump in, Ish. We'll bring Ish in the show. Jump in, Ish. You've got the link. You know how to get on. Jump on. It's the static link. So any of the links I've sent you in the last 3 years will get you in. Yeah, I think Ish is going to jump in. Let's see if he does. Give him a second. He's got to brush his hair and light a cigarette and get a glass of wine before he actively starts berating me about my love for Dr. Pepper. So, but you know, I really appreciate. I can't say it enough though. Too, while we're waiting, I really appreciate you guys all watching the show every single week, and you many of you guys reach out when the show's not on, and complain to me that it's not on. And to be honest with you, I like it because it just allows me to know that you guys genuinely do enjoy it, and genuinely do follow the show. So, let's see. Art, why are you sending me a link? Yes, that's the link. Yes, that's it. Oh, there he is. We got Art back. All right, fantastic. Hey, Art, let me bring you in. Dude, I don't know. Your internet cut out or something. Let me get you in here. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get you in. Ash almost joined in to yell at me about Dr. Pepper. So, so let's see. All right, there we go. So, Art, pick up where you left off.
That guy is just not an honest guy, bro, and he broke a lot of people's hearts. So at the end of the day, he ended up fucking us by lying to us. I mean, he could have been honest. He could have said, "Hey, guys, listen, if we get 10, 15 people to join us, I get my booth for free." First of all. Second of all, hey, listen, pick whatever you want, and whatever's yours, you get to stay here.
But see,
And then
if it was about honesty, hey guys, we get 10 or 15 people, everybody gets $500 off their booth.
Right, or and then
that's sharing the love.
On the second show, this guy, they decided to make trophies for brands that didn't even participate none of the years, and we didn't get shit. The people who did participate in the booths. Like I remember this guy got a fucking cigar plaque from BCA for being a good member. But what the fuck, bro? What about the people who actually pay the money to be in the booths?
Mm-hmm.
And we're all looking at each other like, what the fuck? But that was my fault for joining him again the second year. So I learned my lesson. So I told him, I told him the second year, hey, listen, guys, on the third year, I'm not going to join you guys anymore. I'm a cigar factory. I don't have to be in this bullshit. So thank you, but don't count on me anymore. Then after that, they fucking boot me out of the fucking BCA.
Yeah, well, now the BCA is gone, and now it brings us to the TPA replacing them. And I definitely think the TPA's got a lot of growing to do. I mean, it's got good wings. It's got a great foundation, and it's producing a lot of good. I'm a member as the show, a member of TPA, proud member of TPA. TPA was actually launched on this show 2 years ago now. So, like, I'm a big fan of it. I do think that they still have proving to do, but they're doing the right steps and proving themselves along the way, unlike some others. And I think they're providing a great service for smaller brands. They're helping people out. So what gives you the ability to kind of trust this organization?
Well, I've been cool with Ish for a while now. When I'm in Florida, I go see him. I go hang out with him. I go to his house, hang out with his wife, his dogs. We smoke cigars, look at the crocodiles go through this river. And so, I trust the guy. A lot of people think he's a dick and an a-hole, but I just think he's a very straightforward guy. And if you fuck with him, when you push people the wrong way, they're gonna push you back. And
he is.
That's what happens, bro. A lot of people don't like his attitude.
He is a dick and an asshole. That's why I love him.
But he's a dick to people that are dick back with him. You know what I mean? Like when people, when people try to take advantage of you, bro, you have to be a dick and an a-hole.
I tell
and
everybody.
So him and I, we never had any beef. I don't fuck with him. He don't fuck with me in that way.
I tell everybody I have a human lie detector. Ish is my human lie detector. For sure.
Yeah, bro.
And
he knows I'm a real guy.
Yeah. So what are your expectations of joining TPA versus your expectations of what you should have gotten out of BCA?
Well, I only joined BCA to help out the guy who I thought needed my help. That's the factory. And that didn't happen. So I'm going to join TPA because I have a lot of my friends there, and I believe what he's doing is a cool thing. And I don't really need TPA for to get any type of business or anything like that because his business is growing no matter what. But if it's about supporting friends who are making a move for boutiques, for smaller companies who doesn't own a factory, I'm all in, bro.
Absolutely.
How many factories does he have in TPA right now?
I couldn't tell you.
It's only going to be two of us. I mean, that I know. I don't
Well,
know anyone else who owns a factory.
doesn't Oscar have a factory? Doc?
Oscar, yes, he does have a factory. That's right, in Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah,
I thought Oscar had a
Rodriguez.
factory.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm. I never seen it, never been there, but he said he does, so he does.
Well, yeah,
And Oscar's a cool guy.
I trust Doc. Yeah, I trust Doc too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a very knowledgeable.
He's a very funny doctor, man. That guy, I love the guy.
So where do you see your company over the next 5 years? The new launch. Like, what would be your baseline for success over the next 5 years?
Well, I'll tell you what, bro. The moves that I'm making right now, I think by this year I'll be at least at 500,000 cigars sold. But I think next year in 2027 we'll be at 1 million plus of Segovias between Europe, Asia, and the United States.
That's good. Like, that's
thanks, bro.
Like, boutique is like, the definition of boutique's less than 1 million cigars a year.
Well, I don't consider myself a boutique because I make over 1 million cigars a year. You know, between me and the other brands that I make. But you know, I've been making. Last year we made 1.2 million cigars for other people. You know what I mean? Our factory. And so I didn't make 1.2 Segovias. I want to make Segovias over 1 million. You know.
So where do you see Segovias?
I'm very confident.
Where do you see the Segovias numbers in 5 years, as far as like where your baseline, like, this is where I need it to be for just Segovias?
Oh yeah, bro. We'll be at for sure 3 mil plus
in 5 years.
Sky's the limit. Yeah, okay. In the next 5 years. Yeah, sky's the limit after that, bro.
Okay.
I mean, the way I'm heading and what I'm doing right now, I'll be positioned in the next with the big guys, bro, selling the same amount of cigars. Because let me tell you something. Plasencia, AJ, they don't sell millions of cigars from their brands. They produce millions of cigars for other people. Right?
You don't think AJ sells over 1 million of his own cigars a year?
I think he makes right now 25 to 35 million cigars a year.
And you don't think 1 million of those are his?
I think according to the numbers that we see, he probably sells now. He exports a shitload of cigars, bro. But I think he should be. I think AJ should be anywhere between 2 to 3 million cigars a year right now for its own brand, or maybe more.
Yeah, Perdomo's over 1 billion.
Yeah, no, for sure. Perdomo's over 1 million. I mean, look at Nika Sueños. Skip Martin sells over 1 million too.
Yeah.
And so I think AJ should be a little higher. But as far as him selling his own product in the 10, 15 million mark, no. He produces 25, 35 million cigars a year.
Yeah. I would definitely assume he's over 1 billion, couple billion cigars a year.
I think Segovias in the next 5 years, we should be around that same numbers. Anywhere between 1 to 5 million cigars a year in the next 5 years.
Now, are you going to have to open your farm if you hit those numbers?
You know, we have a lot of good growers over here in Nicaragua growing tobacco. But if I'm selling 2-3 million cigars, anybody wants to buy their own farms, you know, and have. It all depends where they want to grow. Like, I only want to grow tobacco in Jalapa, Ometepe, and Esteli. The rest of the tobacco I could buy somewhere else.
You have the farm, you said, in Ometepe, right?
Mm-hmm. 5 apples, 5 manzanas.
Okay. So I mean, that's that. So that you would obviously would your.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, Ometepe is just one piece of the pie, bro. It doesn't mean that I could make a cigar with Ometepe. I need all the regions.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah. But I do put Ometepe in all my cigars, including the one you're smoking.
It's very good. So I will say the Toro is much different than the Lancero. Both equally good.
The Toro Oscuro or the Toro Maduro?
Toro Oscuro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a 6x54.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't compare
The Lancero is a lot richer in flavor, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And yeah, I think you get a little bit more of the pepper on the retro hail within the Lancero too.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So,
Yeah,
well,
it's just a man, bro.
okay,
I
so
love that
so
guy.
you want to see yourself at several million cigars, uh, either being made for Segovias or being made for multiple other brands. So as you grow
Oh
your
no,
book,
producing as a factory, I see myself making about 10 million cigars a year
okay,
in the next 5 years.
and if you had to guess, how many brands would you have to theoretically potentially roll for to make that 10 million cigars a year?
The way I see it like the music business. We have to we have to find a good artist. We have to nurture their career from the beginning to see them grow and help them achieve their next level. Something about us that we do outside of what we do is we help our clients take their cigar to the next level, bro. We did a lot of learning in the way, right? From distribution to importing to the U.S. In the beginning of the time, I had a lot of trouble shipping cigars to the U.S. with different importers because they all wanted to charge differently. Uh, but now we have a solid structure where we ship our cigars to our main distribution, and then we import it through a different importer, and now we're all set, right? So we have that locked in already. So we're good to go on that. We don't have the problem that we had back in the days when we started the factory. And so I think in the next 3 to 5 years, we should be in a good position where we get the client. We'll help them through whatever situation they have from either from trademarks, from branding, to designing for their rings, right? Their boxes, their labels. We got everything unlocked. Distribution, we could find them a distributor. We could help them import the cigars as well. And if they need sales, we could actually help them with some clients. So not only do we provide a cigar service, but now we could offer the whole spiel,
So
the whole shebang.
how do you get how are you going to potentially obtain these brands? Are you looking at like approaching active brands to collaborate with? Like I've always wondered that, do do brand owners reach out to you? Do you reach out to them? Like how does that relationship start in
Well,
your
it
world?
works both ways, right? It works both ways. I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. I get calls every day about people want to make cigars, but then when they see that it's very expensive, they back off because making cigars is not a joke, bro. My cigars are gonna cost anywhere between 250 and $3.
Do you have a minimum?
10,000 cigars,
Okay.
and it needs to be worth my time.
No, correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Unless I have cigars that are already made, like I have seconds I could sell, I have overruns that I could sell, right? Those I could sell no problem, already aged. But other than that, if they want to make a cigar from scratch, if they want a brand new blend from scratch, I have different ways so I do business. So, for example, if a brand owner calls me, hey Art, I want you to make me a blend, I say, well, get in a plane and get your ass to Nicaragua, and let's sit at the factory and let's talk over here. If they take their business serious, they will come to Nicaragua. We sit here, we blend together, so that way they could experience how to blend their cigar. I'm not the type of factory that likes to make samples, chip them out, see what they think. I don't play that game, bro. When they're serious, they need to come here, sit here, blend with me, blend several cigars, and then wait a few days, let them age, smoke them again, wait a few days, let them age, and then we make a decision in which cigar we want to make a production.
What kind of time frame does this take?
For the blending side, it takes about 30 days.
So you're asking somebody to live there for 30 days with you?
No, they could be here for about a week or so,
Okay.
and then they'll take the samples and they have to let them sit. Every 2 weeks, smoke one or two, and then let them sit for another 2 more weeks, and then make a decision with me. And then we can do a video call, and then, okay, I like this cigar for this, I like this cigar for that, but we let them age at least 30 days. After that, we can make a decision on which ones you want to start production. Then after that, production will, take a few weeks. We'll get the production done. If we got to find some exotic tobacco, or if we got to find some type of wrapper they want, it all depends. I could find Mexican wrapper and Habano, no problem. But if they want like a Connecticut, if they want some type of exotic tobacco from anywhere outside of the countries, then it's a little harder to find. You know what I mean? Like an Arapiraca wrapper, broadleaf. Let's see, the Mexican Sanders, but a special one. Which one is called? The HBC and there's even a wrapper here in Jalapa which we can't buy here. I have to buy that one in Dominican Republic. Um, those type of wrappers are hard to find, or and the African wrapper,
The
the
Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Yep.
Yeah, those are hard to find here as
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
So it all depends what kind of wrapper they want.
Ish asks, are those prices that you're saying those are at the factory level, correct?
Yeah, factories.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends the occasion. But his cigars are more expensive. But he puts he'll ship the cigars for you and take them to the U.S. He's a different story though, because
He's a one-stop shop.
he's a one-stop shop. He's his own importer, so he could do everything.
Yeah.
I have to go through a third party.
Well, what is your strategy to get into stores? Meaning, when you walk into first off, when you come into the States, do you knock doors?
Of course, I
Okay.
go on tours. I do my own tours, bro.
Okay, so when you come in, what do you do when you knock on a door? Do you go in, hi, I'm Art Garcia, Segovias De Esteli, or do you just kind of sit, look around, maybe see the humidor, and then approach it later?
Most of the retail stores know who I am, and as soon as I walk in the stores, they greet me. They say hi to me, and I said, "Hey, man, I came all the way from Nicaragua just to come say hi to you." You know, they know who I am. Do they buy cigars? Not all the time. They say, "Hey, yeah, dude, we love your product, man, but my humidor is full. I gotta make some space. Blah 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 blah." So all I do is just follow up, bro. But I was just talking to Ish about this the other day. I said, bro, I had to find an approach how I could sell cigars direct to the consumer, because
Your
I get
website.
a lot of people. Yeah, we have a lot of followers, right? And a lot of my followers, they hit me up. They get pissed because they can't find my cigars online. And I used to sell them with Marlo Cigars. Now, he hasn't bought cigars from me lately. So I said, well, we have to figure something out. So I was thinking of starting to sell my own product direct to the consumer on my website for the same price we sell them at the retail store, but at least we'll be able to find them direct from us, bro. And I'll make more money. Um, but I've been considering that because I'm not going to wait around for a retailer to sell my cigars, man.
Sure.
We put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of expenses at the factory. We have to make a move. And we have to take care of business, bro, because at the end of the day, it's not about us, me and you smoking. It's about the consumer. It's about the people who want to smoke our cigars, and they don't deserve to be waiting, all because the retail store doesn't want to bring us in, bro.
Sure.
So
Go.
I was talking to Ish about that. The other day.
So if you're going to go online, are you going to institute map pricing?
It's gonna be the same prices as retail, but the difference is we're gonna give a discount. Like, for example, hey, you buy a box, I'll give you 5 free cigars.
So, but
I'll give you
isn't
a
that
free hat.
gonna
I'll give you a hat, or
well the swag is are you at all worried about the relationship that could make with the retailer? Because like usually you would want your retailer to have equal of what you're able to do, so that way they go to the
if I
retailer.
had 150 to 300 stores right now, I'll probably worry about it. But since I don't,
Okay, so
I'm not
you're
concerned.
you're open to changing that and reanalyzing that as you get more stores.
That's right.
And that's fair. That's fair. You've got to grow the business the way you got to grow the business.
Yeah, man. I gotta be able to sustain the factory, bro. I'm not just a brand. I have the whole spiel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to worry about feeding my employees every week. Every Friday, they're at my door waiting for their paycheck, bro. And that's sometimes I don't even eat to give them their paycheck.
So what would be the expectations of you having a straight to consumer model?
You mean for the website?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start working on it as we speak.
So then, are you gonna for that? Then would you have to have those cigars in the States? I assume you wouldn't be
I already-
shipping those. You would have
no, I already
your
have. I
distributor
have.
doing all your packaging and shipping out.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
So that's going to bring an additional cost now too, because the more hands are touching the product, the more that costs you as well.
That's right. That's right. Well, I might do something where I have one of my guys in Florida do everything there and then ship everything out. But he's an older guy, so he's a little lazy. I don't know if he wants to take that task, but
That could be
it won't be
it
hard to
could be a
ask.
big undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you get a lot of orders, that could be a big undertaking.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you
Look, at
looking
the
to
end of
get
the
that
day,
up this year?
in the next 30 days, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
gonna have
you're
to.
doing a very quick turnaround. Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
as we speak, bro.
Okay.
Bro, I have over 2,500 cigar boxes, and I have over 100,000 cigars in cellophane, bro, and muscles. I could start selling this like crazy right now. I mean, we could start doing some real business, bro. And if I sell on wholesale retail price, I could start making more money, and I'll be able to grow my factory.
Well, yeah,
At the end of the
because you
day,
would
this
be
is
taking the everything on that. It makes sense.
at the
It
end of,
makes
at
sense.
the end of the day, I want to grow my factory, bro. You know, I don't want to stay with 10, 15 tables. I want to be able to have 25, 35 tables. I want to become a
Sure.
real player in this industry, bro. Right now with 10 tables, which I have 25 tables, but I'm already working 10. I feel like a little smug, man. You know what I mean? You got to understand it's I get depressed sometimes just looking at 10 tables when I have some friends of mine that have 25, 35 tables. I got a friend of mine who owns another factory, some Cuban young guy. This dude has 45 tables, bro. That guy finished paying off his third house here in Nicaragua, bro. And they're not cheap over here, bro. I mean, he sells cheap cigars, but that guy's making money. So why am I not making money, bro? Why am I still, you know, living off a pipe dream? That's what I call it. So I'm working on ways to figure out how to make real money, bro. I'm tired of feeding everyone else and except me, man. I gotta take care of myself, bro.
Sure. No, I mean, I don't
Mhm.
fault you for doing straight to consumer. I think that's a
Yeah.
great idea. I mean, the clowns did it. I mean, for a while, like straight to consumer is not an issue at all. I think though, as you grow your accounts, you might have to kind of revisit how straight to consumers necessarily operated, so you don't
So
make
what
the
I
retail
what I'm gonna
shops
do
feel unloved.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell online at the retail price. I mean, you're
Hmm.
even if you buy online from me, you're still paying the same price you're paying on retail.
Sure, true.
We're not gonna undersell our
You're not going to
cigars.
undercut.
We're not gonna undercut nobody because I want to give my retailers that I do have a fair shot. I want to give them a fair shot. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that we stay legit also with the people who are supporting the brand on a retail store.
And you know, when you're doing this at the beginning, it also could help the retail level too, because instead of buying and having to pay shipping from you, if their local shop gets it or they like it, bring it to their local shop. Now they don't have to pay
Yeah.
the shipping on it. They can go straight to the shop and buy it. So like there's advantages to that side of it as well. So
And the other thing that I'm trying to put together. See, I've been in Nicaragua living here for the last 5 years, going on six now. I need to get out of Nicaragua, bro. I need to go out and hustle out in the states. I got to go over there, go city by city, state by state, and going out there and represent the brand, bro. I mean, if I can hire no one right now, who else could do it better than me?
no, you're I mean you're 100%. I mean You look at all the big brands; they all started with the central odor out there hustling. You know,
That's how I did it when I used to sell CDs, bro. When I released my first album, when I was 17 years old, I used to go to the swap meets and slang them for $10. I used to have the CDs in my trunk, bro, and go to record stores and sell them 10 CDs at a time, 20 CDs at a time. Back in the CD days, bro. That's how we did it.
CDs, man.
You remember those
I
days?
remember when the Discman came out.
I used to sell records too, LPs, bro.
Man, that
When we
makes
used to
me
sell
feel
house music.
old. You know what? You know what? So I was listening. There was a comedian that was talking about um, how kids nowadays will never understand going to a store and actually buying music. Everything is subscription based for them, and
Yeah.
that's so
Mm-hmm.
crazy to think about. Like I remember going to Best Buy. I remember Tower Records,
Tower Records,
Empire
bro.
Records, or not Empire. That's the movie. But Tower Records, and then there was
Tower Records.
uh,
Um,
my God, Sam Goody. There was
Virginia,
tons of
Virgin Music.
Virgin Records.
Yep.
There was tons of those, you know, and I never understood how they were all laid out. I never figured that out. They were all jumbled in there in some sort of an order. But yeah, they kids won't understand that anymore. So, moving on here,
They don't know.
what are some of your pet peeves when you go into a lounge?
Pep tees.
Pet peeves, meaning what annoys you when you go into a lounge. So, like for instance,
Uh,
one of my things are like full ashtrays.
yeah.
Like if
I don't
every
really look at
ashtray is
those
full.
things, bro. What annoys me is when I go to a retail store, I get along with the owner. We have a good time. We smoke cigars. I give him free cigars. Sometimes I give him a free box, and then he gives it away to all his customers. They all love the cigar, and he doesn't buy cigars from me. That's what annoys me.
So just the dishonesty side of a lounge.
There it is.
Fair enough.
I'm not there to judge them about their business, about how they do things. I mean, I'm not gonna go sell cigars to a smoke shop, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sell my premium cigars to a smoke shop. I think I have a great stick that deserves more respect, because it cost me a lot of long time to make these cigars, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication to make these cigars. So I'm not gonna go sell my cigar to just anybody. But but I don't go to smoke shops. But when I do go to a lounge and I sit down with the owner, I talk to the owner, we get along. He puts the order in, doesn't pay, or I'm not going to mention any name, but there's a retail store who's out in Florida. Went to my booth, put an order in of 12 boxes or 15 boxes, and he said, "When you're ready to ship, call me, and I'll give you the credit card." So we were ready to ship, and we call him. So, hey, I'm gonna be in Nicaragua in a few days. Wait for me, and I'll go to your factory. I waited, came down to the factory. We chit chatted for 2 hours, smoked cigars. He loved the cigars. Then he tried to tell me the cigar business is not that good and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, are you gonna buy cigars or not? Of course. Here, call me on Friday. I'll give you the credit card. That Friday came, never answered my calls. Till this day, I haven't heard from him, bro. That's the shit that annoys me.
That I could absolutely understand how that would be incredibly annoying.
Then you have retail owners that supposed you know them for years, 10, 15 years. They call themselves friends, and then when you call them to do business, they don't want to buy cigars from you. They tell you, "Oh, I just bought $60,000 worth of Padron, but then you can't buy $1,000 worth of fucking Segovias."
I mean, some would say that a $60,000 purchase of Padrones is potentially less risky in the sense that I know guys that only smoke Padrones. So I'm just coming in from the retailer side. Like they, I think if they're telling you they're gonna buy cigars and they fall through with that,
Let let me
that's wrong.
let me
They shouldn't be
let me tell
doing
you,
that.
let me tell you something, bro. You're my friend. I have a retail store. You come up with a really good cigar. If I'm your friend, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna back you.
You would hope,
I'm gonna bring you your
yes.
product. and I'm gonna help you sell those cigars, and I'm gonna make them popular, just like Padron, just like Fuente, like everyone else,
You would hope,
because
yes.
because I have respect for you.
You would hope, yes. I mean, I don't disagree with you. And if they're telling you that they're going to go with you or buy from you, and then they flake,
And
they shouldn't do
that's what
that.
I meant. That's what I meant about, I think, retail stores and brands or manufacturers like myself, we should all be equally. It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. When you smoke cigars, we're all the same people, bro. We're
Hmm.
brothers of the leaf,
Hmm.
right? So you could buy cigars from me. I will go to your lounge and help you sell your cigars of Segovias. I will show you love, support. We'll do events. We'll do what we got to do to sell Segovias because we're hungry, right? But all we want from the retail store is a little bit of love,
Sure.
respect. Just like we give you respect, we give you love. Look at this cigar here, right?
It's
They
beautiful.
paid less than $3 and they sold them for $22 in the retail stores. They sold them all.
You don't have a bad product. Oftentimes that's not the problem. It's the potential risk of coming in with something that again, I mean, if a shop is telling you I'm going to give you my card information on Friday, and they don't, that's pretty dishonest. Like, I'd rather be told
Eh,
no than be let on and make myself think I'm going to be selling a
right.
good amount of
For
cigars.
for Segovias, for example, it's not like we're brand new in the game, bro. We started since back then, since 2015. We've been around the block. I know all the manufacturers here in Esteli. I'm a manufacturer myself. I'm not just a guy coming out of the blues with a dream and a vision. I'm the real deal. I work hard. I make cigars every day. I'm at the factory every day. This is not a new business to us. A new business. I know a lot of brands out there who are new to the game and they're selling cigars. They're hustling, they're grinding, they're out there, right? More love and power
Hmm.
to them, bro. We make cigars for other people, cigars that are known in the industry. So how you're not gonna show us any love and respect when we've been in the game?
Yeah, I mean, Ish and I have talked about this numerous times. He rolls for over 100 brands, and he is one of the smallest brands he rolls for, his own brand. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, a lot of we've talked about this often and how many brands he rolls for, and the fact that people still don't know his brand itself. So I mean, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I think though, as a shop owner, if you're willing to bring in a brand, you owe it to yourself, your own financial investment, to make sure that that brand pays off at a minimum, to sell and recoup your investment at an absolute minimum.
That's right.
But I do think if you're going to
And
be if you're going to be a shop to bring in a smaller brand, you should be willing to put a little bit of effort into promoting that brand and selling through that brand. I don't think it's the shop
and
owner's
that
fault if the
and
brand
this is
doesn't sell.
exactly, and this is what we got to offer. See, we don't just sell cigars, bro. We like to call them partners. We like to partner up with their cigar
Sure.
stores, and we like to be involved and help them sell cigars. Not only are we gonna just gonna sell them cigars, we're gonna promote them on social media. We're gonna promote them on our website. I'm gonna go out and talk about it. I'm gonna let everybody know the Segovias are at the stores. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let them
Absolutely.
know.
You're going to do
I'm
your
gonna let them
part.
know. I'm gonna do my part, and I'm gonna send customers over. Mari, I'm gonna let people know the real deal, what's going on, bro. And we're gonna
Sure.
help the store owner sell cigars, and they're gonna be happy. Every city we go to, we're gonna send them their way. Like I got a bunch of customers. AR, do you sell cigars in this city? Yes, we do, and we'll send them to that store. Where can I buy your cigars? You can find them here. We're gonna buy them online. You can find them here. And we guide our followers, bro. Just our cigar page for Tabacalera Cigars, we got over 70,000 followers, bro. I think the brand has over 30,000 followers. You know what I mean? It's not like we don't have any followers.
Sure.
we get messages from these consumers who are, how come you're not in this lounge? How come? So what we tell them now is like back like in the radio days, right? When we used to tell the fans, call the radio station, request our song. That's what we got to do now. Hit up the lounge, request our cigars. Eventually, they'll buy us.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
That's really what you could ask for the consumer to do, is to ask their own retailer to bring in your sticks here. So here in closing, I want to do a lightning round. I do this for everyone's first time coming on the show. What is your favorite rapper?
Besides me?
You could give me musician and cigar rapper, or both.
Besides me?
Besides you.
Well, I'm a West Coast guy, bro. I listen to Dre, Snoop, Ice Cube. I like DMX. I like M. I like Mexican regional music. I love salsa music. But I was just listening to earlier today. I was listening to DMX, one of his songs.
I listen to him when I work out because he's a good hype guy to lift music to. You know.
I listen to a lot of hip hop '90s, bro. I'm a big fan of hip hop '90s.
What's your favorite cigar rapper?
Cigar rapper?
Yeah.
The Executive. It means my favorite cigar rapper.
Yes. Yes.
Rapper.
No. Cigar rapper. Yes.
Yeah, man. I like San Andres, bro. Mexican San Andres for sure.
Okay. What's your favorite?
I like San Andres.
What's your favorite size?
I love my Robustos, bro. 5.5 by 52.
Okay. What is
and my second one's my box press.
Okay. What is your favorite cut?
It all depends, bro. Like in Robustos, I do a punch.
Okay.
On the Toro, I'll do a V cut.
Don't tell Ish you do punch.
Ish, I do a punch. He loves it.
So a punch on Robustos, and then what's the others?
I like a V cut, and I like a straight cut.
Okay. So you just, depending on this type of cigar, you customize the cut.
Yeah, but here at the factory, sometimes I don't even know where I put my cutter, so I just grab the cigar.
Do the pick. Oh, okay. You do the bite. Okay.
Yeah, I do the bite. Yeah.
What is your favorite Perry?
Well, right now we pair it with some Dr. Pepper.
What is your go-to Perry?
I'll do some Woodford, or I'll do some Elijah Craig, or some Glenmorangie. Glenmorangie, yeah.
I actually just bought the Harrison Ford bottle.
Nice.
Yes, it's
which
very,
is that
very
one?
nice.
I was just drinking the cherry oak. I like the cherry oak.
Yep. I like Scotch and bourbon. So you're a bourbon and Scotch guy with your cigars.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. If you've not ever had Hidden Barn, this is absolutely remarkable.
Never had it, bro. Give me a bottle when I come see you.
Remarkable. Yes, I have it in studio. Everyone that comes in. What is your if you had to smoke a cigar with any historical figure outside of Jesus and Winston Churchill, who would it, and I say historical figure, any figure that's no longer alive, who would it be, and what Segovias cigar would you bring?
I will have to be a Kennedy.
Which one?
It will have to be our president who passed away.
John?
Yeah.
And what Segovias cigar would you bring?
He'll smoke the box press Maduro.
Box press Maduro, fantastic.
Yeah.
What tobacco have you not had the ability to work with yet, but you would love to?
I work with a lot of tobaccos, but I want to do a blend with Puerto Rican tobacco. And I want to do a blend with, and I want to do a blend with Peruvian tobacco. Okay.
Is this something in the works currently, or is this like what you would just like to see?
I got some colleagues in Puerto Rico growing tobacco over there. They don't do it the way we grow tobacco here, so I will have to go and see what's going on over there. But Peruvian, I don't know if you ever tasted or smoked Peruvian tobacco, but it's very floral. So the Viso over there, it's a floral, beautiful taste, bro. It tastes just like a beautiful floral taste, and that would be a great smoke. So again, we call that exotic tobacco. So I got a friend who does get a hold of some of that tobacco, and as soon as I get a hold of some, I'm gonna make a new blend with that tobacco. So next year, guys, we have new cigars coming out. I'm releasing 3 new lines of cigars.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
That's
so
right.
What are you saying?
Segovias De Esteli is releasing 3 new lines of cigars under Segovias. 3 different blends, 3 different range, 3 different beautiful boxes coming out next year. And we're going to release 2 of those lines for PCA.
Okay, can you give us any sizes?
We're going to do the norms, Robusto, Toro, and then we're going to do an exotic size, like a Torpedo Salomon, and I'm going to do a Churchill, and I'm going to do a 6x60, and I'm going to do also another box press.
Fantastic. Awesome. So people will first see these new releases at PCA.
Yeah, and the names are crazy, bro.
Are you allowed to share?
All my names, I can't right now for trademark reasons, but all my names have a lot of history. They come with a real story behind it.
Okay.
And so,
well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see them come out and to try them. So, last question of the night. I always give credit where credit's due. I stole this from Inside the Actor Studio, James Lipton. I just love the question. It's an introspective question with absolutely no wrong answer. When you meet your creator, whoever it is you believe it is, what do you want to hear?
You did great on Earth.
Fantastic. And what cigar would you bring him?
I think I'll bring him all of them, but
fantastic. No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Awesome. You did good. That's really all the most that anybody could ever want to hear, right? So
yeah.
Well,
That's
let's
right.
see. So Tony has we have a little bit of a tradition here, and it's pretty much started by Tony. And I ask
Tony Maloney,
whatever Tony does ask. He's a very long time viewer, good friend of the show, and good friend of mine as well. Would you be willing to send him a empty signed box for him to put on his wall?
Sure, but I just got to figure out how to get it there.
We'll figure out how to make it happen. Tony, reach out to Art on Facebook, and you guys could work out how that can happen, if that can happen. He does live in Nika, so it might not be able to happen, but since you asked Tony so kindly, every once in a while, I always try to see if that's possible. So reach out to Art.
Where's Tony located at?
Tony, what state are you in? I have it in my computer, but I don't have it in front of me right now. He'll come through.
Have Tony buy one of our boxes, and then when he finishes smoking the cigars, he could send me the top. I'll sign it, and I'll send him a free hat, one of these beautiful hats.
There you go, Tony. He lives in Massachusetts. Pick up a box.
There you go.
Send him the top, and he'll sign it for you and ship it back with a hat.
Tell him he could order the box. He could order the box from New Village with John and Lena. They have several boxes there.
Yep. Reach out to John and get a box, and then he'll ship him the top, and he'll sign it, ship you back a hat.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do.
I'll fly out there myself, see some lounges, and I'll sign it for him.
Oh,
and I'll give him a gift. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you buy a box, he'll fly out and sign it for you. Fantastic.
There you go.
That's great, Art. I really truly appreciate that. Tony's always a good guy, and he's got a heck of a wall filled with boxes. So but awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, Art. I truly appreciate great cigars. The Lancero was fantastic. The Toro was just as good. Absolutely, you had a great show. You were fun to have on. I certainly love your opinions, and I like the fact that you're uncensored with them. So, anytime you want to come back on the show, brother, let's get you back on next year for your releases, and
Let's do it,
we'll kind of go from there. But you always have a home here at the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show, and
I appreciate
until
it,
we
bro.
see you all again, smoke what you like, smoke as many Segovias cigars as you fucking can. Go ahead.
Dude, I think we're gonna hook up for Rocky Mountain next year. I want to be in that show next year for sure, dude. The festival.
Oh, that's not me, but I can tell you after the show who to reach out to, and Ish can also help you with that too, because he no, what he's talking about, Ish, is buying the box, shipping the lid. He'd sign the when he comes into the country, he'll sign the box for him, is what he's talking about.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Thank you so much, Tony. So we'll close out the show again. Thank you so much for watching. Until we see you again, smoke what you like. Smoke as many fucking Segovias cigars as you can, and have a great rest of your week. No show next week, guys, as I will be traveling. We'll catch you all the following week with a special guest, and maybe even an additional special guest. So hang tight. See you back here in 2 weeks, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. Take care.
Peace out.